guys sound amazing together. That was awesome. I had to share. And usually I don't share on social media, but you guys sound amazing. And I can tell you this. For you who don't know, I'm the old AY from Maverick. I go to Andrews. I'm studying to become a pastor.
Oh, amen.
I'm studying to become a pastor. You guys want to hear me?
Amen.
And I preach almost every week. This week I was supposed to be in Chicago, but I'm here. I'm going to Chicago next week. And let me tell you something. Right here, got more people right here just worshiping than many big churches in Chicago. So this is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to your church and people give you a hard time, just give God thanks that you got people to give you a hard time.
Amen.
So I want to talk about self-worth. Now, this is important because for me, that's something that I struggled with when I was growing up. I was always a heavy dude. But as I grew up, I learned a lot of things, and right now I could care less what people think about me because I am who I am. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. I'm gonna ask a very serious question. You do not have to answer this. Has anybody here ever struggled with the thoughts of suicide?
Me?
All right. I'm glad you guys were bold enough to say that. All right. Now, it's a real thing, and sometimes, let me say, if your friend said, hey, yo, I feel like killing myself, what would you say to that person?
Don't do it.
Don't do it?
Don't do it.
And that's it, right? And that should be convincing enough.
No, it's not.
So what are you going to say? That's your friend. Your friend is saying, yo, I want to off myself. The world is not worth living in anymore. I don't want, I'm not going to see you tomorrow. I'm not going to see you next week. I'm not going to see you on Sabbath. We ain't going to sing praise team together. I ain't going to come by your house, come kick it no more. Yo, I'm done. What are you going to tell them that is going to be so powerful that they're going to believe you that this world, life is worth living?
I would tell them, like, my story, like why wanted to do it, I'll tell them, and hopefully they'll be like, oh, that's how I did it.
And that's good. And everybody has a story. Every one of you have a story, but this is what happened. Everybody here has social media, right? And what social media tells you is that your story is invalid. Because some of you will never know what the next hit was in terms of what to wear unless you look at social media. If one of you could show me right now that you don't get influenced by social media, I'm gonna call you a liar. And if social media influences what you wear, how you speak, where you go, it definitely influences how you feel. So let me ask you this. What is self-worth? What does that mean? Self-worth. What does that mean?
Knowing that your life matters and what's knowing that matters against you.
So knowing that your life matters, right? Good. Knowing that your life matters. Who else? What do you think self-worth means?
It's like how you feel about yourself or how other people feel about you or how they treat you. But mostly how you feel about yourself, like how you make yourself feel.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? Self-worth.
I think it's like a value of Christ or a value of Christ that you put on yourself, how much you value. Yeah.
Okay. And you see, I'm getting answers from mostly females. But one of the crazy thing is that a lot of guys suffer from this because the reason why you get a fresh haircut every Sabbath, the reason why your suit is clean, is not because you feel good within yourself, because you want people to see you. Because you want somebody to be like, yo, you look fresh today. Am I lying? No. It's real. And it's not intentional, but because of the society that we live in, it's something that's ingrained in us. We desire to be liked by people. And if we don't get the likes, whether in person, if we don't get the compliments, if we don't get it on social media, we feel a certain kind of way and we try a little bit harder the next time. But I like what you said. You said self-worth is how you feel about yourself. But I have a problem with self-worth. What do you think my problem with self-worth is? All right, let me ask you this. Does anybody here know the second law of thermodynamics?
I should.
You should?
I've been hoping.
Too long.
She's like, yeah. If you asked me last week, and I mean I would have had it. You know what I'm saying?
If you asked me in May,
Last one.
I would have had you there.
Yeah.
All right, but I know what the second law of thermodynamics is because before my preaching days, I was an engineer, right? So the thing about the second law of thermodynamics, not everybody can define it, right? But everybody has something to say about it, right? Now, the thing about self-worth, everybody says, yo, I love myself. But many of us don't know how to love ourselves because we define and we measure our self-worth by something that is unreliable. Now let's talk about that. Now, how do you guys measure yourself? Anybody here love themselves?
I'm happy.
You're popping? Great. Anybody else here have like deep and great self-confidence? Yeah? Yo, whose self-confidence is on 100 right now? We'll accept 95 or even 80. Good. Remember, we're asking a lot of questions. I'm going to ask crazy more questions, right? So, what about self-love? Love themselves? Yeah? Okay, cool. You don't love yourself, bro? Oh, welcome.
Wake up. Yeah, welcome.
You don't know? You don't know? And that's a fear answer. Say, well, I don't know if I love myself. Now, everybody here dresses a certain way, carries themselves a certain way, and even some of the boys or girls that you talk to shows that you have a certain degree of self-love for yourself. Now, first of all, I will say this, and I'm gonna be like super duper candid. Some of you females will never date a fat guy.
It's nice in the winter.
That's not true? I didn't say all of you. I said some of you. I said some of you. And you know why some of you won't? Because you are afraid of the impression that others may form while you're walking down the street with your fat person.
Oh, I don't care. Piercing's not bad.
That's not why?
No.
Please correct me.
Okay, but
Oh, it's
before...
just biological. Depending on the person.
It's just biological? Now educate me.
What?
Okay. Yes,
It's an
biological.
attraction.
It's an attraction.
You're gonna be
And
naturally.
what formed that attraction?
But,
What
like,
determined
it's
that
not-
attraction?
You know, sometimes you see potential though. Like if they're
Yes.
fat, but they're like active, like they're willing to be active, and you have a vision for them, and they're willing to like lose weight, then
So you'd rather you'd probably choose a fat guy in the gym than a fat guy just chilling somewhere, right?
yeah, absolutely. That's anywhere though.
What if he got a thyroid problem? He's not gonna ever become non-fat.
Right,
Like,
like,
what if,
legit.
no, but what if they're,
Ah.
but what if they're fat, but
Just
they're just
diet.
healthy? There's
No.
fat people that's healthy and like
But
vegetarian.
that's the
Like,
thing,
no.
right? But this is the realness of it. Nobody ever sits down and in that moment when they see
Think
that
about
fat
it.
person have that conversation with themselves.
What? Have a conversation.
That conversation like, yo, look at that fat dude. I wonder if he has a thyroid problem. He has
No, I don't say that.
nobody ever. Yo,
Nobody's gonna think.
yo, no, listen to me. No, I'm not saying everybody's like that. Right? Now I'm getting to a point. Right? Remember what I said earlier. We're talking about self-worth, we're talking about self-love, we're talking about self-confidence, right? And as children of God, we all are supposed to be like the best of anything that could be, right? Which means that if somebody knows how, if somebody wants to know how to love themselves, they should be able to look at you and understand how to love themselves. If somebody wants to know how to feel good about themselves, they should say, yo, I want to be like that person because I just love the way how they carry themselves. And just by my, just looking at them and seeing how they move, I know that it's genuine. But the problem is, we measure ourselves based upon a lot of things that's unreliable. And what does the word unreliable mean? I'm kind of like one of those remedial type of teachers. What does unreliable mean?
Carla.
Carla? I didn't say
Not a personal. No, not a personal. I'm waiting for my
Mercy.
lunch money for a month now.
So when we look in the dictionary and we look up unreliable, we see a picture of Carla, right?
Yeah.
So we know what we know what not to be, right? So now, let me just drop something, right? When something is unreliable, it means that it's inconsistent, right? It means that it's subject to change. So now let's talk about some of the things that we measure ourselves by, right? Number one, we measure ourselves by the things that we can do. Now, anything that you can do, life circumstances can change it and you can't do it no more. A lot of people who you see in wheelchairs and on crutches, they were on 2 feet before. And they had goals and dreams and everything, and they were popping at one time, and guess what? They're not so popping now. That's not for everybody, but circumstances and things that you can do can change. So guess what? That's unreliable, all right? Your job. Some of you have great jobs. I had a really great job. A really, really great job. But guess what? Anything can happen. I used to work I was an aerospace engineer. Now you heard a few months ago that a couple of planes fell out of the sky. Some of those planes were planes that we designed parts on. Now what if everybody decided that, yo, I'm not buying any more of those planes? All of that will affect Boeing and eventually will affect my job, and I could lose my job. So I could walk around and say, yo, just because you're a street cleaner but I'm an engineer, I have more worth than you, my job can change at any time. So again, the job is unreliable. What about social media? Everybody here has posted some picture today. Y'all got dressed for Sabbath, or last week, or at some point in time when you felt really fly. You felt like you felt so good that you took a picture and you posted it, and then a couple minutes later, you're looking for your likes to stack up.
Look, prom 2019.
That's true, right? But hasn't there been some times when you post up and you don't get them on the likes that you think you're supposed to get?
It'd be like that.
Yo, somebody's gonna keep it real today.
They lying.
It'd be like that.
I'm lying. So only 3 people press like on your prom thing. You have to be tight. Exactly.
Hold up. So I'm hearing that you have to post when the algorithm is correct.
Algorithm does not change. This is a certain point in time where you're supposed to post stuff.
Like they wait until the time they know mad people gonna be on
Right.
Facebook, and then they post their picture.
Right.
A lot of people do that.
So,
If you post at 2 a.m.,
Right. Me and you wait until like 5, 6, 7 o'clock.
7:30,
8 o'clock, and you post the picture. You know everybody's on their phone.
Instagram literally tells you when all your followers
Yes, the business
are there. Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that part.
But that's good to know. But that proves my point. You have researched and you have taken the time to know when you ought to post to maximize the likes that you can get. But again, that's still unreliable. Because somebody don't have to like it, your post. You could put something on YouTube and somebody put like a bad comment in your YouTube post, and that just kind of throws off your entire vibe because you felt like, yo, this was good enough to post. That's true, right? But let's talk about some other ones. Right? I'm gonna be very honest with you today, right? Let's talk about appearance. Let's talk about appearance a little bit, right? Appearance. Appearance. How you dress, how you look, your fresh haircut, your weave, your bundles, your shoes, your natural hair, whatever it is that you feel like you put on so you can feel a certain way about yourself. Have you seen people when they say, yo, when they come to church, walk down the side aisles and say, nope, I'm walking down the center. And they're just swinging as they go down. Y'all don't see that?
I see that, but I don't like doing that. I really like walking down the side.
People do that, because you know why? Because people understand that people will respond to that. Why? Because that's how human nature is, right? That's appearance. Let's talk about how others feel about you. Some people do something and they say, hey, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you comment? You know, I didn't hear from you. You know, people who I don't even know said something, well, you're my friend, or you know, go to the same church and you didn't even say nothing about it. And I feel a way that you didn't say something. That's human nature. And again, those things are unreliable. How about the number of friends that you have? How about the relationships that you have? How about the amount of money you got in the bank? Even that is unreliable. You see what I'm saying? So, since all those things are unreliable, what do you base your self-worth on? What is it that you say, yo, if I do this, and I subscribe to this, then I'm going to feel absolutely great. What is it? Because we already debunk how you look, we debunk your friends, we debunk your social media, we debunk your job, we debunk your church, we debunk everything. What is out there that's reliable, that's consistent? Yourself?
Yes,
But what
unless you're dead. No.
Unless integrity, right? Your integrity. So if you're somebody who has integrity in every kind of situation, that's absolutely paramount. That's very, very important. Thanks for that, right? So now you said yourself. Now I say myself, but I don't trust myself because you know what? There are things outside of me that could shake me. Because I could have gotten up and gone to church today, which I did, and this is how I went into my church. And when somebody said, "Oh, you went to Andrews and Andrews changed you. Where's your suit? Where's your tie?" But because I am not rooted and grounded in what I'm wearing, I would have felt a certain kind of way, but I don't. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't know that I'm coming out here to go sit under a tree on dirt. I'm not going to wear my suit out here.
That's a Caribbean thing.
Exactly.
I didn't hear you. What you said? She said that's a Caribbean thing, and she's not lying
It's a Caribbean
either.
thing, right?
Because when
Now,
I go to Westbury, they don't say nothing.
And that's real.
Yeah.
And
That's
once
not-
you get out of New York, you don't see that.
Yeah, that's true.
If anybody
that.
from Northeastern ever came to my church, I go to in North Philly, they will have a heart attack. Because I feel like when I go to church there, I be dressing up too much. They go to church in like jeans and t-shirts and sneakers, they be mad relaxed.
The first time I went to church, when I went to Andrews, one of my homeboys, he just took over a church there. And he's like, yo, bro, you go to court? Why you dressed up like that? Everybody was just chill. Everybody was just like chill. And it was mad hot. But I'm just there like, yo, I'm in my suit, I'm in my tie, that's what we do. But I realized that, you know what? Wisdom dictates that you have to be a certain type. So now, let me get back real quick. And I don't want to be alone. We want to know what's reliable. What's not fixed, what's not erratic, what's not changing. Tell me something that's not changing. God is not changing, right? Now, I know that it's cliche to say, yo, I gotta have my confidence in God because God never changes. But no matter how cliche it might sound, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Now, let me see everybody who prayed when they got out of bed this morning. We got two. I forgot myself, right? Now, think about it. If God was a jerk, he could have said, yo, I brought you through the night. You didn't even acknowledge me, just like our friends are sometimes. You're about to take the bus, the train, the car, whatever, to come down to Prospect Park. I'm not even going to protect you. And you know how these people be wilding on the street out there. But what God does, even though you did not acknowledge him, he bypasses your lack and he still gives you love. Now, when you do it, he still loves you. When you don't do it, he still loves you. And that's something that's unchanging, right? But I want to share a Bible text with you real quick, right? I want to share a Bible text with you real quick. It's Psalm 136, verse 26. It says, give thanks to the Lord God of heaven, for his steadfast, dependable, reliable love endures forever. Now, a lot of times we read these texts and we don't really understand it because God is not like my father. And I'm not going to go into no details because we're on social media. But you know your dad, I know my dad, and there are times when our parents who love us, right, they're not even reliable. Am I speaking true? Okay, don't turn the camera on nobody, Tom, right? Sometimes our parents are unreliable, but God is not like our parents. He's always reliable. And it says, and this is what I love, right? This is what I love. The psalmist says, if you make your bed in hell, God is there, right? Now let me talk about that for 2 seconds. I didn't even have that in my notes. Hell is final, right? If you read the Bible, hell is a place where everything is destroyed, it's done. And God is saying, if you go there, I'm there with you. And we know that in reality, hell doesn't exist yet. So he's saying, it's not about where you are physically. Because sometimes in your heart, in your mind, you feel like you're at a place where there is nothing good, there's no turning back, there's nothing good about you. And you have those ideations that, yo, why do I even want to live? That's when you have those suicidal thoughts. That's hell because right then and right there, if you cease to exist, that's hell. And God says the worst place that you could ever be in your mind, the worst place you can ever be physically, I am there. And the Bible says he will take you out of that. And that's the constancy of God. And sometimes when we look to our friends for approval, when we look to our family for approval, they always let us down. And we always go back and say, oh, that's BS because, oh, blood is thicker than water. That's garbage. Because we have expectations of people and they always let us down. But this is the thing that boggles my mind is that, yo, we know that God is richer than the richest man. He is more loving than the most loving person, but yet we don't trust him. And when we don't love him, his love is still constant towards us.